Today we're going to make roasted Cubanelle peppers stuffed with beef, refried beans, and homemade avocado. First you start with your peppers. I use these Cubanelle peppers. They are red, which is a rarity. Usually they're light green. And I also bought some Poblano peppers, which are of a Mexican heritage, and they taste really yummy. What I do is to make them soft before I put them into the oven is I put them in a grill pan and I tent them with foil and I heat them up on both sides till they're getting nice and soft. Pull them off and put them in a separate bowl. I take my ground beef and I put together onions, garlic, a little bit of cumin, a little bit of chili pepper, and a little bit of ancho chili pepper, and a dash of turmeric. And I heat the onions first and get them soft, and then I take the chopped meat and throw it in and brown it and mix them all together. Make sure you add some salt and pepper. I don't use salt now because I have a health thing, so if you can stay away from salt, I say stay away from it. And then I take a roasting pan and a can of refried beans and some avocado, lemon juice, shallots, and some mashed garlic, and some fresh cut chopped cilantro. And what I do is I create a mixture, and I put together, I also make some brown rice. Okay, so once I have my ground beef made and my brown rice made, I take a cup of the brown rice and I throw it into the beef mixture. And I save some aside for later on for a different dish that I'm going to be making. And then I take a half a cup of stewed tomatoes. I like the ones that have the chili peppers in them, so I add that in there. And I make sure I chop up the tomatoes because, they're stewed and they're kind of in large chunks. So I just give them a smush down and chop, chop, chop. They break up pretty easily. And if you wanted to, you could always blend them in the mixer a little bit and pulse them, chop them up. And then once I secure all these items together and I mix them so that they're well mixed together, I turn the heat back on and I keep it on low so that the tomato juice cooks into the beef. And then we're going to go move on to our avocado. Okay, so how I put my guacamole mix is I just chopped up one Florida avocado. I took a bunch of cilantro and chopped that up nice, and I like a rough chop on it because I'm a cilantro fan and I like a little extra cilantro. And then I squeezed some lemon juice and a little bit of mashed garlic and a couple tablespoons of chopped onions, which I prefer shallots, but I did not have in hand, so I had to substitute with onions. And this is going to go with our dip on top of our beef. So now it's time to stuff our peppers. We have our red Cubanelles and our Poblanos, and the best way I find to do that is to take the back of a spoon with your refried beans and give it a nice layer in there, smushing them in, getting all around the inside of the pepper. Don't forget to get the bottoms because, there's a nice little pocket back there. Give you a burst of flavor when you bite into that. And then I take the beef mixture and I press it into the pepper. I do this for all the peppers. I save the avocado topping for the last because I like it room temperature. I don't want to bake it and get it too mushy. I take my Reynolds wrappers, which I love these little jammies. They pop out, 1, 2, 3, no fuss, no muss. Cover them up, put them in a 350-degree oven for 20 minutes. And they will come out looking like this. Okay, now that we have our peppers out of the oven, open them up, be careful because they may be hot and steamy in there. And voila, don't touch, I'm always good for that. You see the beautiful, beautiful peppers there. Now we scoop one into a plate. I'm going to try the red Cubanelle first. And then I take some of the fresh cilantro, the avocado, and I put that on top. And I give it a sprinkle with some fresh cut cilantro. And voila! Ready to eat. Bon appetit! Thank you for joining Life's Necessities and Luxuries TV and the cooking channel.